school by himself. He's a little scared man. He's a very small, scared man.
Salutations, enthusiasts of boxing. We're going to delve into one of the most contentious debates in the history of the sport today, one that involves corruption, betrayal, and a tarnished legacy for a great fighter. Mike Tyson's bombshell accusation that Floyd Mayweather had bought off a referee during their rematch with Tony Gotti stunned the boxing world and utterly turned the sport upside down. You're not right that Floyd had no incentive to scam his way to victory. Let's face it, everyone anticipated Floyd to go in there and beat him. Gotti. Let's dig straight into the action. Watch it, since there's a lot to consider with this one. Mike Tyson made this drama public. And given what Floyd did during the fight, firing the referee in the middle of the bout and substituting another one, things are looking more tense than they have ever been. I'm not sure what would draw more attention if that doesn't. Mike Tyson is a living legend, so when he makes an unexpected admission, you know things are going to get serious. But did Tyson just say Floyd bought off the referee? Let's analyze that initially. Floyd, when these...
Floyd, though.
Huh?
How do you feel about
Awesome
Floyd?
fighter, great fighter. You know, he's a little too into himself. You know, he should be. I was the same way, too, but you have to come to reality some way. You have to bring your head down to God. We're nothing to be fucking arrogant. You expect us to be ignorant and arrogant. Look where we came from.
That's why I asked the question earlier about you mentoring fighters, because I feel like Floyd looked at you growing up like every other fighter, and the persona and the lifestyle was like growing up in the hood. We looked at it like, that's Mike Tyson. We see the cars, the jewelry, the flair. Like you was a movie star. You was
two first faced off. It was more fireworks than fireworks because yes, their first fight ended in a full-blown brawl. That's right, a full-blown brawl. Oh, they can't. That's what happened. Money Mayweather is undefeated and arguably one of the greatest fighters to ever enter the ring. Then we have John Gotti, who comes from a legacy of his own. This viral moment called for a rematch, and if you thought the first fight was controversial, wait till you hear about the rematch. This rematch.
Oh, they can't stop it. They can't stop it.
Had it all trash talk, bad blood, and the kind of tension you could cut with a knife go, but what no one expected was what went down in the middle of that fight. And now with Mike Tyson's recent comments, we might have an explanation for one of the strangest moments in that bout. Now, if you were watching the fight, you remember this moment clear as day. Floyd was in the middle of handling business when suddenly, bam, the ref gets pulled and another one steps in. It was confusing and chaotic, and everyone was left wondering what the heck just happened. Well, before we get to Mike Tyson's comments, let's hear it from Joe Rogan. This guy was on Floyd's side, and the best way to judge Floyd is to see both sides through the second time they fought, the first time they fought, the first time they fought, it ended in a brawl.
You know, like a bunch of people jumped in the ring. It was crazy because they stopped the fight because they were talking too much shit to each other and holding on to each other too much. So the referee stopped the fight. For whatever reason, I don't know. And in this fight was even crazy too because the first referee was terrible. And the referee said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. Absolutely incorrect call. Floyd threw a right hand and it caught him on the side of the head, and the referee claimed that it was behind the head. So Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. He stops the bout. He's like, get the fuck out of here. Get out of here.
Because he's the promoter also.
Well, I guess. I mean, also, it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, what's the referee going to do? Fuck you. You know, I'm going to stop the fight. Like, also, they're in Mexico City. Like, you could get killed. Like, just get out of the ring, buddy. So Floyd throws this punch.
Like, Like a bunch of people jumped in the ring. It was crazy because they stopped the fight because they were talking too much to each other and holding on to each other too much, so the referee stopped the fight for whatever reason. I don't know, and this fight was even crazy too because the referee was the first referee was terrible, and the referee called. Floyd said Floyd Mayweather hit him behind the head. Absolutely incorrect call. Floyd threw a right hand and it caught him on the side of the head, and the referee claimed that it was behind the head, so Floyd fired the referee in the middle of the bout. He stops the beat. He's like, get the out of here, get out of here. He's the promoter. Also, well, also it's Floyd Mayweather. Like, what's the referee going to do? I'm going to stop the fight. Like, also they're in Mexico City. Like, you get killed, like, just get out of the ring, buddy. So Floyd throws this punch and he's 100%. The boxing world was astonished by Floyd's action. Local commentators were shocked by the audience's outbursts and the explosion of social media. Some fans argued that it was merely another of Mayweather's practical jokes. Even though some called it a shame for the sport, nobody saw coming the speculations that would start to surface after Mike Tyson's most recent interview, wherein he discussed the Gotti rematch. When Tyson made a suggestion that the sudden ref change wasn't just a coincidence, everyone's ears perked up. Given his experience in the fight game, Mike Tyson knew when something wasn't quite right. So as the fight approached, he brought in a female trainer to work with Floyd. Floyd went to his nasty ways, doing what he normally does when he realizes he hasn't worked hard enough. Floyd hadn't trained, he'd just been hanging out at the gym with his grandson. Damasi, even if Mayweather won the match, you were good, ladies and gentlemen, but at what cost?
Good.
It comes to an end with this. Mayweather opposes the GTI exhibition. Instead, let's give them a round of applause for their efforts. Floyd Mighty Tyson is correct, and John T. Mayweather was observed driving up to the gym and spending time with his grandson rather than working hard to put up a good fight. All of the training Mayweather received consisted of hitting mitts with a female coach who wasn't particularly experienced in the boxing world. So Tyson knew what he was doing. Let's speak about the timing. Floyd didn't put in any effort, and when the fight got out of his control, had the referee fired. Coincidentally, the swap occurred just as things were heating up and Floyd was trying to figure out how to lock Gotti up. In order to fully comprehend this, we must examine Tyson and Floyd's past. The two have never been the best of friends, to put it bluntly. Floyd has already come under fire from Tyson for being more of a businessman than a genuine warrior. When you take Tyson's remarks into account, the whole picture becomes altered. Was there an agreement made behind closed doors to keep Floyd in charge, or was the officiating simply subpar? Floyd, on the other hand, has continuously downplayed Tyson's comments and highlighted his flawless record. But what are your thoughts regarding Floyd? You are aware of his excessive confidence, but you also know that he is an excellent fighter. I raised the topic before about you coaching fighters because I thought Floyd saw you as a child much like he did all fighters, with a persona and way of life akin to what it was like to grow up in the hood. Mike Tyson is the one we see because of the jewels and flair, acting like a movie star and hero. I understand that we are not the same, but you have to accept the fact that you need to lower your guard and acknowledge that we are not the same as we were in the past. That concludes the video for today. I didn't see Floyd constantly claiming to be superior.